After a very successful offseason of making major moves to help improve this Knicks team moving forward, President of Basketball Operations Leon Rose recently spoke out about the blockbuster Mikal Bridges trade and also the major new deal for OG Anunoby. We're going to break down these latest reports and let you know exactly what Leon Rose had to say. All of this and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Leon Rose speaks out on the Mikal Bridges trade. One of the major moves of this offseason, probably one of the best trades of this offseason, came from the Knicks trading with the Nets, something they haven't done since 1983. But they pulled off a deal to get Mikal Bridges, the perfect fit, the final piece for this team. It was the trade that everybody wanted to see. For me, it was the number one trade that the Knicks needed to make this offseason. Leon Rose knew this. He probably had a lot of players on the roster asking him to make that trade if it was possible. I'm sure Jalen Brunson at some point in time had said, hey, Mikal Bridges on this team would be absolutely legendary. If you could pull that off, we would be an absolute contender. Well, if you look at how things played out, it seems that's exactly what Leon Rose did. He listened to the people he needed to listen to, and he got the player that we needed. The perfect fit, Mikal Bridges on this team. And recently, after it was made final and it was official that Mikal Bridges was going to be a Knick, Leon Rose had the following comments to say. Shout out to the Knicks on the app X for giving us the following information. According to Leon Rose, he states, we are thrilled to add a player of Mikal's caliber to the Knicks family. His ability to score, shoot, and defend at an elite level will add to a team that continues to grow. Not only does he demonstrate excellence on the court, but Mikal's strength of character, diligence, and dedication to the game of basketball are all vital to the culture we continue to build in New York. That's extremely high praise coming from Leon Rose about Mikal Bridges. The way he can score, the way he can defend at an elite level, not a high level, not a top level, not a star level, an elite level. That tells you, and it goes to show you how much the Knicks valued Mikal Bridges and how much they wanted him on this team, how much they think that he can add to this roster and help create that championship culture that we've been trying to build over the last few years. He is absolutely going to help contribute to that. Not only that, and I've said it in a number of videos already, he is the star that you add to this team that doesn't take the ball away from Jalen Brunson or Julius Randle, but still can have a high level of impact on this roster. Because the thing that Mikal Bridges does well, better than most people in the league, is defend. Now, that's not the only thing he can do. He can shoot. He can score with the best of them. But what sets him apart from everybody else in the league is that he can do all of that on offense while giving you everything that you want to see on defense. Him and OG Anunoby, those two on your team, being the duo that can stop basically any other player in this league. No matter how good you are, you can assign Mikal to them or OG Anunoby to them. And if you do that, that player's going to have a very rough night. They're likely not going to go off, and they're going to be limited in what they can do. Now, let's say that other team has two good players. That means I can assign Mikal to one of them and OG to the other. That means I'm stopping what they can do on offense, and they can't stop what we're going to do on offense. They're not going to stop Mikal Bridges and his threes. They're not going to stop Julius Randle and his bully ball. They're not going to stop Jalen Brunson and everything he can do on offense, the ways he can score, taking contact, in the paint, outside the paint, three-point shot. It doesn't matter. Jalen Brunson can score on every level. And if you allow him to, he is going to abuse your team. He's done that with the roster we had last year when we weren't fully healthy. Can you imagine a fully healthy Knicks team with Mikal Bridges added to it? And then you have Julius Randle, who fully understands his role, understands that bully ball Randle is the game that he must play each and every year with the Knicks, because him playing that type of style is going to help contribute to more wins. Him taking contact in the paint, drawing 2 or 3 defenders, and allowing the wings to be open. That's going to make Julius Randle and his role even more important because his role, his ability, and his skill set is going to help make the game easier for other players on the team. Help them get open. Help them get easier shots. And that's what basketball is all about, making the game easier for yourself and other people. Let's say people know that when Randle goes into the paint and he's going to draw 2 or 3 defenders, he's likely going to pass the ball out to whoever's at the wing. If other teams know that, maybe they don't send 2 or 3 defenders at Randle. Maybe they just send 1. And Randle, reading the game, if they only send 1 defender to him, he is going to cook that defender. He is going to be physical with that defender, and he's going to score anyways. So it doesn't matter what you do. You want to throw only 1 defender at Randle and defend the wings and the corners? You can do that. The Knicks are still going to make you pay. You want to triple team Randle in the paint or triple team Brunson in the paint? The Knicks have the personnel right now on this team to make you pay. Mikal Bridges, he's one of those players because of the way he can defend and the way he can shoot. And OG Anunoby is absolutely the other part of that sequence because he can also shoot. He can also defend at a high level. And the Knicks have 2 of those players right now on their roster. They have 2 players on their roster that can shoot the 3 ball very well, can score when you need them to, but also play high-level elite defense. The Knicks have 2 players on their roster that can do that right now. And speaking about OG Anunoby, you knew that Leon Rose was also going to speak about OG and offering him that contract. Now, a lot of people in the league thought that OG Anunoby was overpaid by New York. Regardless of what you think, here's what Leon Rose had to say about OG Anunoby and bringing him back on this roster. According to Rose, since his arrival in New York, OG has personified the type of player and teammate this organization and city embodies. OG's offensive and defensive presence is undeniable and was a huge part of our success last season. We are thrilled to bring back OG Anunoby to New York and continue the process of building a team and culture that makes our fans proud. Again, very strong praise from our president, Leon Rose. He doesn't have to say these things about Mikal Bridges. He doesn't have to say these things about OG Anunoby. But the reason he's doing so is because he feels it and he believes it to be true. OG Anunoby, not only his offense, not only his defense, his overall impact to this Knicks team has been second to none. I don't remember the last time I've seen a player traded to a team that has such a high plus minus, that helps the team win so many games, that when he's on the floor, he makes your team look different in the best way possible. OG Anunoby checks all of those boxes off. Not only that, but he has a desire, a want, a need to be in New York, want to play here, want to celebrate the contender that we're building here. If you guys remember, he could have waited till free agency opened where he could have had a number of max offers from a number of different teams in the league. But he didn't do that. Instead, he chose to sign with the Knicks right away for a little bit under the max so he can help build what we're trying to do in New York. Create a championship contender. We are already there. The Mikal Bridges deal helped us get there. Re-signing OG Anunoby helped us get there. Making the draft selections that we did helped us get here. And what we do in free agency is also going to help us get all the way to the NBA Finals. I absolutely believe that. Either way, the future is absolutely bright for the Knicks. We have the roster in place for us to win now or potentially win in the next few years. Our window is open. Our window is now. Our window is the next 4 to 5 years. And we are absolutely going to win a championship within that time because we have Leon Rose as our president of basketball operations. We have Tom Thibodeau as our coach, somebody that gives life into this Knicks team, gives us an identity. We are led by our leader, our point guard, our superstar, and Jalen Brunson. We have the right players, the right stars, and the right management on this Knicks team to help us thrive. And right now, it's our time. The stars have aligned. Everything has come together. And come next season, you're going to see why. This Knicks team is somebody you don't want to face, you don't want to mess with. And come a 7-game series, you do not want to go toe to toe against. Because if you find yourself facing off against the Knicks in the postseason, you better count your blessings because that's going to be a massacre. Mark my words. The more chemistry they have, the more chemistry this team develops, they are going to be nearly unstoppable come next year. And I can't wait to see it. I have been watching this Knicks team year after year after year. Some years good, a lot of years bad. But finally, we're at a place where this team can look like it can actually thrive. Leon Rose created, he gave us this 4 to 5 year window to win a championship. We owe it to him and the entire city of New York to win that championship and have that parade in June. We need it. And come next year, I think we're going to be close to getting it, maybe even achieving it. You never know what could happen, but we have the roster finally to make a push to go all the way to the NBA Finals. But what about you guys? What do you think about these latest reports indicating how Leon Rose feels about the Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby deals? And clearly, as you can see here, he has no problem with either one of them. He loves Mikal and he loves OG Anunoby. And that's with good reason, because those two make the Knicks championship contenders. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.